Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and in just a few hours from now, the Federal Reserve will likely raise interest rates, which could heavily affect markets in the short term. And on top of that, Bitcoin is now forming a new pattern, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update on the upcoming FOMC meeting, also known as a Fed meeting, which is happening at 6 p.m. GMT time today on the 3rd of May. And that's actually the time where the Federal Reserve announces their interest rate decision. And right now, the majority in the market consensus is expecting 5.25%, whereas right now, as of recording this video, the rates are at 5%. So essentially, the majority are expecting a 0.25% raise in interest rates. In other words, a 25 basis point hike. And this is also predicted by the Trading Economics forecast, once again, forecasting a 25 basis point hike. And if you're looking at what the futures market is currently pricing in, just quickly refreshing this, right now, around 88% of the market is pricing in for that 25 basis point hike. And roughly around 12% of the market is pricing in for no rate hike, meaning interest rates staying the same. And so what this actually means is that if we do end up seeing the 25 basis point hike, considering the majority of the market is already expecting this and already pricing it in, we shouldn't see too much volatility, perhaps a little bit of short-term volatility, considering some market participants are not pricing this in. But once again, since the majority of the market has priced in the 25 basis point hike, if we do end up seeing that happening, then we shouldn't really see anything too significant happen in markets. But as I explained in more detail in my last video, if we see anything other than a 25 basis point hike, that is where we could see a lot more volatility in the markets. And in regards to this, basically all you need to know is the lower interest rates are, the more bullish that should be for markets, and the higher rates are, the more bearish that should be for markets. Meaning, if we don't actually get the 25 basis point hike and instead we see no rate hike, once again meaning interest rates staying the same, then in that case we will likely see a bullish movement across markets, at least in the short term when this gets released, if there is no rate hike. But if we somehow see a 50 basis point hike, which right now no one is really expecting a 50 basis point hike, but if somehow that happens, then that would likely cause a short-term dump across the markets that would be considered bearish. And if you want to know more information about all of this and the upcoming Fed meeting in just a few hours from now, then check out my last video on the channel because I talked more about all of this in that video. But anyway, now giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And right now, as of recording this video, not much has changed over the last 1 day on the daily Bitcoin chart, because obviously we are still waiting to see more bullish confirmation here in the Bitcoin price oscillators in order to confirm any new leg to the upside here in this larger bullish trend. And at the same time, we still need to see more bearish confirmation in order to confirm a larger bearish trend. So basically what this means is that right now we are still currently within this larger bullish trend. We're simply just in a pause phase or a consolidation phase within the larger bullish trend, kind of like what we saw back here. And then obviously once we start to see more confirmation signals, such as a bullish cross here in the daily Bitcoin MACD and significant higher lows and higher highs starting to form here in the RSI or the price action again, then obviously those confirmation signals will help confirm another significant leg to the upside, like this, for example. But if we fail to see those bullish confirmation signals and instead we actually break back below around $27,000, then in that case, we would likely see a drop down towards this price range in between 24K to around 25K approximately. And now if you're looking at the 12-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart right now, as of recording this video, considering the price of Bitcoin is still forming higher lows, but also recently forming lower highs on the 12-hour time frame, this means that obviously the price of Bitcoin is in a triangle pattern or a converging range, which basically means at some point in the coming weeks, we will likely see a major breakout, either a breakout above this resistance or a break below this support. And the longer the price of Bitcoin stays in this consolidation range, basically coiling up for that next move, the longer we take here, the more significant or the more volatile that move will likely be. And as for these support and resistance levels, first of all, this support level is sitting at approximately 27.3k, and this point of resistance is sitting at around 29k approximately. And as for the technical price target, if we see a confirmed breakout above resistance, then in that case, that would set up a technical price target at around $33,000 per Bitcoin. But on the flip side, if we see a confirmed break back below around $27,000, then that would set up a technical price target at around $24,000, which falls right into this area of support. So at least for now, on the slightly larger timeframes like the daily chart and the 12-hour chart, we're somewhat neutral. We're basically in a pause or a consolidation from that larger bullish trend. And then the moment we start to see more confirmation, either a confirmed break below this support or a confirmed break above this resistance, obviously it's at that point when we can become more confident in the next significant move in the price of Bitcoin or the next trend direction. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And right now, as I'm recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is running into this area, which was previous support and is now acting as a resistance again, as what we also saw back here. And in case you're new to this channel, this price area is sitting in between 28.7k to 29k. And obviously over the last few hours, nearly over the last one day, we have been seeing quite a lot of resistance in the short term around this area of resistance as expected. And obviously that comes after a perfect bounce from this area of support, which is sitting in between 27.5k to 27.8k. And in terms of the short-term momentum or the short-term trend, as of right now, we're looking relatively neutral, not overly bullish or overly bearish. We're basically in this choppy sideways price range like what we saw back here. And this is simply because we have a lack in confirmation signals pointing in the bullish or bearish direction. And so once again, as I explained in my last video, in order to start flipping more bullish again in terms of the trend and the momentum in the short term, we need to at least see a breakout above this area and ideally above this line of resistance on the 4-hour time frame, which if you're based on the 4-hour candle closes is sitting at around 29.4k to 29.5k approximately. And as for support, once again, we still have this price range, but below that price range, we also have this level of support sitting at around 27.1k to 27.2k approximately. And below that level, we have this area of support in between around 26.6k to 26.8k. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And once again, not a lot has changed here on the daily time frame over the last one day. We are still finding support in this price range in between 1770 to 1820. And as of right now, we have not yet invalidated the larger bullish trend. So at least for now, we're still within this larger bullish trend. We're just simply taking a pause from the trend in this more consolidation range, kind of like what we saw back here. But once again, like I said earlier for Bitcoin, if we see more bearish confirmation signals like confirmed breaks back below these areas of support, then in that case, that could help confirm a larger bearish trend beginning to form. But at least for now, that has not yet happened. And if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators, they are looking relatively neutral. First of all, the RSI is basically chopping around sideways at the moment, while the daily Ethereum MACD is still currently in the red in terms of the momentum, but it is slowly starting to shift towards the upside, which means as of right now, it is trending towards a bullish cross, but we're not there just yet. So we still need to see a little bit more confirmation here in order to confirm the next significant direction in the price of ETH. So for now, we're looking relatively neutral in the shorter term on these larger timeframes, but within a larger bullish trend. And now if you're zooming into the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, obviously the price of ETH is continuing with this short-term bounce that we've seen over the last one day or so. And as for short-term resistance, we could find a bit of resistance right around here at around 1880 approximately, but above that level of resistance, we have more resistance in this price range in between around 1920 to 1950. And as for support, we still have this price range in between 1830 to 1850, and we also have this level of support based on this previous low and now this recent low sitting at around 1.8k approximately. And as for the short-term trend or the short-term momentum, we need to see more confirmation in order to confirm a bullish trend or a bearish trend. So for now, we're basically in this choppy sideways price range like what we've seen back here and back here. We're looking relatively neutral in the short term. And now just giving you a quick update here on that head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, which right now is not yet active. As I said in my last few videos, we need to see a confirmed break below 1.8k in order to actually activate this pattern and set up the technical price target to the downside. And now, considering the fact that we have already seen the left shoulder, the head, and now the right shoulder form, we need to see a break below 1.8k pretty soon to actually confirm this pattern. Otherwise, if this bounce to the upside continues for too much longer, then that would simply invalidate this pattern altogether. So once again, at least for now, it's still possible that this could play out if we soon see a break below 1.8k, but as of right now, at the time of recording this video, this pattern is not yet confirmed. It is not currently active. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways like at the moment, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.